Hi guys, the 3-jaw chuck finally arrived. This is it here. It was same company where I bought the rotary table from, Vevor. This is a 6-inch, and yeah, paid 85 bucks. It's pretty impressive, man, to have that delivered to my door for 85 bucks. I don't know how they do it. But anyway, let's open it up. Let's have a look. It's good sign that the box and packaging is not damaged in any way, so that's good. $85, unbelievable. You know, that's to be expected. It's got a bit of oil on it. Let's go get a rag. There's the name, Vevor. Damn, they make some cheap stuff, and the quality's pretty good. Okay, just get the chuck here and just see how it operates. Get a feel for it. Oh, that is not good. That is really binding. Wow, did not expect that. Wow, that is really, really binding. I'm gonna have to pull this thing apart. Wow, that is surprised. I'm actually very surprised. Maybe that was why it was 85 bucks. Yeah, that does not feel good. All right, I'm just going to pull it apart, guys. But I wouldn't. It'd be something. I'm not expecting anything major. It'd be maybe some dirt and grime in there. I'll be very surprised if it's in. The only reason why I say that, because everything I've bought from Vevor has been pretty good. But that's weird, it looks clean. It looks very clean. Why is it? That does not feel good at all. I shouldn't. Okay, there's a bit of play in these spigot gears. So the only thing I can think of is that the scroll itself and or Oh, this one here is very tight. This one here is very, very tight. This one here's got a bit of play, a little bit of play. This one here might be the problem. Anyway, let's get these jaws out. There's some sharp burrs there too. Wow, even now it's still stiff. That is very stiff. There's not one little bit of play in that. That one's got, oh no, that one's got play. These two have still got play in it, which is good. This one here, that is jammed. Hopefully it's because there's some burrs. It just needs to get deburred or something. Or maybe there's some grime in there, who knows. But it's not a good, oh, it's getting worse. Wow. Wow. Wow, that's actually stuck in. Oh, mate. That is not good. Seriously not good. Hopefully it's just a bit of grime in there. Just get my soft hammer. Get this in. That wasn't a good look, was it? But that was so tight. Oh, wow. You're not going to be able to see this on the video, but that, not only has it got a big burr, but it's a really big protruding burr. But it's got them on that one and this one as well. All right, guys, that's the worst I've ever seen. I've gotten a few chucks off these guys. This is the worst I've ever seen. But look, for 85 bucks, yeah, I suppose you can't expect them to, you know, have it look like Mickey Mouse. And so hopefully, I'm going to pull this apart, and then I'm going to deburr this, and then after I've deburred it, these, without the scroll gear in the way, these things should be, you know, they should be moving in and out quite freely, right? I couldn't believe I had to use the hammer to get that out. Yeah, that's shocking. All right. Okay, guys, I'm going to end the video there. I'll deburr it, spend a bit of time, have a few drinks, probably listen to some music because it's a boring job. And once I get it all deburred, and I'll start the video back up again. All right, see ya. All right, guys, I'm back. I spent probably a couple of hours on it, about a couple of bourbons, and she's working a lot better. I'll just show you. I can now wind it in and out. That's one finger. Right, so very happy with that. Right. But the problem wasn't just because it needed to be deburred. I actually found a problem with this. Number one jaw is actually slightly oversized, and if I pull it apart, I'll show you. So it was slightly oversized in its thickness. I'm actually lucky. I actually do own a surface grinder, and the proper way of fixing it, I should have put it on the surface grinder. It's oversized by about 4/100ths of a millimeter. And for argument's sake, for the people over in the States, it's probably about 1.5 thou oversize, and that was why it was binding. But don't get me wrong, there was a lot of burrs in there too, so the burrs weren't helping either. So anyway, I deburred it. I'd actually want to put, I want to fully strip this and put this in my Sonic's ultrasonic part cleaner, because there's lots of shavings and stuff. I just want to give it a really good clean with the oil. Just those shavings are just sticking there, right? So I'm going to give it a really good clean, put it back together, and just a little bit of oil, not much, and then it'll be done. But for the sake of this video, I'll put it back together just to see, you know, how it'll be running. But I'm sure once I've cleaned it thoroughly and then oil it, it'll run a lot better. But for the sake of this video, I needed to leave one in here to get these jaws out. I want to get the jaws out. I want to remove the scroll just so I can show you something. I'm going to have to tap that scroll out. Just get a little piece of brass rod so I don't damage anything. Okay, got that out. Scroll's pretty good. Like, the quality is pretty good, like I said, like 85 bucks. Can't complain. Anyway, so number one was the problem one, which is this one here. And here's the number one jaw. On the first part of the video, this is the one that was binding up really bad. So anyway, I've got to, that's really good now, okay? That's moving freely, right? But it wasn't just because of all the burrs and stuff. This is actually, like I said to you, it's 400th of a millimeter thicker than the other two jaws. And to easily prove that, right, you can see how it moves freely in its spot. But if I was to move this to 3 and 2, see, it binds there. See how that's bound, right? Right, see how it binds up? And then on this one, binds up, that's bound up, or jammed in there, right? Right, but in its own spot, I got it to operate really nice, right? And the only way I did that, like I said, the way of properly fixing it, I probably should have put this on the service grinder, right? But it would have taught me a bit of time, a bit of mucking around and stuff. So what I chose to do instead, right, I draw filed these outer surfaces, right, which only took me a few minutes, right? So I opened that up slightly just to free this up, right? And like I said, like I said to you, it's easy to prove because, you know, in its spot it moves nice, but it binds up in 3 and 2. And just to show you that this one is definitely bigger than those two, these ones, they move freely in all the spots. Right, see, freely. Whereas number one, the one that's oversized, does not move freely in 2 and 3. See that? Does not move freely. It only moves freely in its own spot. because like I said, I draw 5 of those out of services there, right? So, and here's number 2. Number 2 goes easy, just the same as number 3 in all the spots. All right, nice and easy, the way it should be. All right. So anyway, I found the problem. I deburred it, which needed to be deburred anyway, but I also found the problem, right? This was just slightly oversized, and I even measured it. I measured it with the micrometers, right? And it's clearly oversized. I don't know if you're going to see this, but that comes up exactly 14.5 mil, where if I measure these two, that's 14.96. So it's 4/400th of a mil smaller, where this one here is just too big. Number 1 is too big. And I pulled out the external jaws, right? I pulled these out. These are all good. These are all the same size as 2 and 3, right? So the only culprit in being oversized was this one here, the number 1. And I'm only using this on my rotary table, but regardless, I would still use this on a lathe, right? But at the end of the day, it's a cheap 3-jaw chuck. $85 is like really cheap. If I spent $800-900, different story. I'd expect to be a lot better than that, and I wouldn't expect to have deburred it. But anyway, this video has probably turned out to be more of a review of the Vevor 6-inch 3-jaw self-centering chuck, and it's an honest review. So as I pulled it out of the box, everyone saw it. It was binding really bad, and you just saw just now how I had it back together, and it's moving the way it should. It's moving really freely, really nice. So now that it's all done, and I've worked out the problem and stuff, like I said, that's what I'm going to do now. I'm not going to put it back together. I'm just going to get all these parts cleaned in my ultrasonic parts cleaner, and put it back together, slowly oil it, and this thing will be running fine. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Maybe you got something out of it, I don't know, but if you want to leave comments, I'm happy to read them. So anyway, see you later, guys.